years, and we're really proud of the partnership that we've had with the chamber over that course of time. And we work with about 250 companies in the South Central Indiana area. We help them find the talent that they need. So this was a very topic friendly thing for us. We felt like uh, we wish we could fill all the jobs, but we know that that's not possible, and we don't always fill all the niches either. So for us, we do specialize in a few things. We do light industrial staffing. That's always been on the heart of what we've done. But then we also now have expanded into doing more professional office clerical type positions. And we've been doing those for a while, but we've added additional recruiters into that area. So we have 6 professional recruiters that are in the South Central area. So we look forward to helping companies in this area find the talent that they need. But I think what we've already seen this week is these workshops are incredibly great for finding, we need lots of fishing poles in the water is what I like to say. So Cindy's going to help us with that, but we're grateful that Express and the specialized recruiting group was able to be a part of it. I think you're muted.
I'm muted.
Yep, that's
Thank you,
right.
Mike. And I wanted to note that Emily Bogue is also here from your group. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here to learn about the Columbus Talent Attraction Toolkit, which has only been in use for less than a year. First, I'm going to talk about the problem we were trying to solve. Then I'm going to talk about our research and our solution, our strategic partners. And then I'm going to show you the video and the website, columbustalent.com. And then at the end, we'll hear from Mike Russ and Sarah Stewart at Toyota Material Handling, some of our partners on the project, and how they're using it to supplement their talent attraction process. So I'm going to share my screen now. And just here's our beautiful brand, our beautiful community, unexpected and unforgettable. We started with this question. When we work in collaborative teams, we always start with a guiding question. So this was through the Columbus Area Economic Growth Council, and we were wondering what are a few things we could do together to increase the talent supply, especially when it comes to professional, technical, management, and creative careers. We began that conversation by talking with employers to understand better some of the challenges they face, and also just how that kind of recruiting works. And here are some of the things that they told us, that our community, being a small town in the Midwest, can be a challenge when it comes to young applicants and minority applicants. We learned that a lot of young applicants tend to head to kind of big tech hubs. We learned that a lot of recruiters and hiring managers don't live in Columbus. They may not even live in Indiana. Just the nature of that work is it can often be done remotely, even before COVID. And so many of the recruiters didn't have any firsthand experience with our community. We didn't have a strong brand identity. We had some challenges, and we also saw even before COVID that many employers were willing to make accommodations for workers who live outside of the community and work here. So these were all some things we had in the back of our mind when we went to grow the talent pool. And I have to say, the economic development, the Columbus Area Economic Growth Council was thinking holistically about talent. We were thinking about, are we developing our own talent to the best extent? And thankfully, we have very strong alignment with our education system and our employers. And we felt like we were doing everything we possibly could to ensure that the talent coming out of our local K-12 and post-secondary institutions were really lined up well with the demands of our local job market. However, we still have to import talent. So we knew that we had more people driving in to work here each day. And we knew that it was going to take us continuing to import talent to be successful, to have enough workers. So the project was to partner with an ad agency to develop a strong messaging strategy and creative concepts that would reflect our city's unique attributes as a place to work and live. And again, through that employer input, it was about it's a best value, it's affordable, people here have high aspirations, want excellence, very forward thinking, good design, and also a very diverse global community. So I want to talk a bit about Williams Randall because they were just absolutely essential. This is an Indianapolis-based ad agency. We needed professional marketing help to help us establish a very strong brand in the market. And what Williams Randall offered was a great relationship with our partners at the Columbus Visitor Center, a deep understanding of some of our community's assets, and a lot of existing video footage that was used in a television campaign with the state tourism office. So they had a head start on this project. I love that they talk about their right brain, left brain approach. This agency is very grounded in research and building a strong strategy, but also very, very creative. So not only were they gifted and had all the knowledge and the tools, but they were willing to work with us. And not many ad agencies were willing to take on a single project that would be a one-time thing like this. But based on the relationship with the visitor center, they saw it as an extension of that work. And I have to give a shout out to the Columbus Visitor Center, especially Karen Niverson and Aaron Hawkins. For a couple of reasons, they were just essential. They're great partners. They manage the community brand so effectively, and they had the relationship with the agency, and they know how to drive creative processes like this forward. They had good experience, and they had a secret weapon. Don Nissen, who works on their creative team, was going to be able to help us sustain the website, keep it current. He is just such a tremendous community asset. So I want to go on to the next slide and talk a little bit about the research. Again, Williams Randall grounded this work in research. They looked at all the third-party data. And here's what we needed to know. Can we be successful motivating people to move here? And in this case, we were pretty targeted toward young people. I'll talk about that a little bit more, but we learned from our employers that they want to hire people who are early in their career because they want to develop them at the earliest stages. So this was going to be a really important piece. Can we get young people to move here? So the Metro movers are those who are searching for jobs outside of their current area. We learned from Glassdoor, their chief economist, that more than 28% of online applicants are willing to move to a new metro area. Great news. However, the number of people actually relocating for a job is at a record low. Now let's go back. This was 2018, 2019, when unemployment was at about 2%. So it was going to be a big uphill climb, but we thought we could do it. Who is most likely to move? Those who are working in technology, engineering, information technology, and medicine. We learned from a study by Challenger, Gray, and Christmas. They're more willing to move. They recognize when they enter those fields that for the opportunities, they would have to relocate. So they make an investment in their education, both in money and time, and they recognize that probably the opportunities are going to be elsewhere. So people in those fields are more willing to move, and those are the fields everyone here wants to attract anyway. The more educated you are, the more willing you are to move. If you've gone to med school and gone on to get a specialty, again, you're going to be willing to go where you find the right fit. And interestingly, men are more willing to relocate. And let me just put a fine point on it. The more educated you are, if you have a master's degree, you're 4 percentage points more likely to, on average, to relocate for a job compared to those with an associate's degree, who are 7.4% less likely than average. The other thing that we learned was that younger workers are more willing to move. The more roots a prospective employee has in their current community directly correlates with their willingness to relocate. Adding 10 years to a prospective employee's age makes them 7 percentage points less likely to relocate. Again, that's why we're targeting those really early in their career, right out of college, right out of med school or a advanced degree program. And men are 3.3% more likely than women to move. So this was some of the data we were working with. The next step in our process was to talk to both employers and employees in the target audience we were looking at. Employers all had very interesting stories. In one of our discussions, we heard from many around the table that they came to Columbus for 2 years, they came to Columbus for 3 years, and guess what? They ended up liking it and staying, and it's been 20 years and they're still here. The group of employers had very similar stories. We knew we needed to talk to young people, so we talked to both employees who had relocated here and also in another city to kind of get a sense of their opinion about Columbus. We knew from those focus groups that we needed to highlight some things. One is just what a unique city it is. The other was just how much growth there has been in the 20 to 30-year-old demographic. We wanted to let people know that this wasn't a homogenous community, that it was very diverse and changing all the time. In fact, I think we had 300 international people move into Columbus every year. So really, really changing, our demographics really changing. We wanted to let them know plenty to do. It's a great place to raise a family. It's safe, it's affordable. And there are outstanding educational and employer options for spouses or partners who are traveling. We certainly wanted to highlight the fact that our school district has 56 to 60 home languages spoken by students and their families. So armed with the knowledge that we thought we could move people to Columbus, that we thought we had a good story to tell, and that we knew who our target audience was, we proposed to put together this toolkit. We wanted to have a 3-minute video, but if you've ever tried to make a 3-minute video, it can be very hard to get your whole story told in that short length of time. We wanted an attraction website that would allow us to tell the story in greater detail. And we wanted some short videos that would allow us to spotlight some of these key attributes. I want to say that we've had a Columbus talent website for probably more than a decade. We had just refreshed it maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and it was attractive, and the Economic Development Corp had put some money into it to promote and push out messages about working in Columbus. But we wanted to make sure that the talent video imagery and messaging really aligned with the look of the video. So we wanted them to really be very cohesive. So that's why we did the update. In our video, we want to speak directly to our target market about the things they care about most. And you'll see that in just a minute. The cost for this project, there was a big cost to get the kind of broadcast quality, very strategically designed product we were looking for, something that we thought really reflected our high quality community, was a $100,000 project. And the difference here, I think you'll see it, is the unique design, the quality of the video footage, the voice talent we used, the sound effects and the music. It really represents us, it puts our best foot forward. I want to give a shout out to all the partners, because we had so many contributors to the project. It really was pretty manageable for all of these entities to make an average contribution of about $9,000. The way this works is, if employers across the community, not just these listed here, adopt it, utilize it, put it on their career sites, push it out to prospects, we know that our employers are doing a great job selling the company and selling the various aspects of the job and the career opportunity. What we heard again and again was, it's hard to tell the Columbus story. That is not their core competency. So with this collaborative effort, we were able to do that. So the question that you'll see in the video, and I'm going to show that to you, God willing, the technology works today, is we're speaking directly to the candidate at that decision-making point. You know, you've thought about all the questions, like, where do I want to go? How much is it going to cost? But do you really want the expected answers? So we know going into it that Columbus is not the top of mind destination for every job candidate. You know, maybe they're following their friends to Austin, Texas, or Chicago, or the Bay Area, or Seattle. We're positioning Columbus as the unexpected choice in this process. We're inviting them to take a different path, and we're trying to turn our perceived negatives into positives. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to ask that you listen for a couple of things. Listen for our messaging. Listen to the narrator's voices. And listen for those aspects that call to the decision maker in an emotional way. So I'm going to stop sharing my slides. Hold on. And I'm going to go to my video, and you're going to be very patient. I appreciate that. Let's see. Hold it. It seems like an eternity on my side. Okay, here we go. And I hope you'll give me a thumbs up if you can hear. Nope. Hang on, guys. We're going to get this.
You've thought about the expected questions, but do you really want the expected answers? How? Which? Why? If? These are questions that push you to look beyond the standard searches, and that could lead you to a new community, a community whose residents are always asking the same type of motivating questions. For here in Columbus, Indiana, we've been challenging ourselves to be the best community of our size for decades.
It started back when we embraced the idea of employing world-renowned architects to create our public spaces. And now, we're adding young people at one of the fastest rates in the country. In fact, our population of 20 and 30-somethings with a college degree grew 62% over 10 years. And they're not just coming from the American Midwest. They're moving from all over the country and around the globe.
But people do more than just move here, because we're a community of talent with a talent for community. No matter your interest, you can get involved right away. From playing on or watching our high-ranking amateur cricket team, to envisioning the future of the city with your peers. We're a community that looks out for each other, with some of the highest per capita giving to United Way anywhere in the country. You won't have to search far for fun things to do either. There's live music, fine dining, and fun dining, microbreweries, an amazing collection of public art. And you can walk or bike almost everywhere.
And it's no problem when you want to connect with friends and family who live away, because you'll have quick access to highways and airports. But with Columbus being listed as one of the 10 coolest U.S. cities to visit by Forbes, they'll likely be wanting to come see you.
Small, as they say, is relative. Yes, about 45,000 people call Columbus home, what some call a small city. But small in size can mean less of a commute, more time for friends and family. Small city means you can have a big impact, fast. Small city can mean a sense of comfort, safety, home, and a smaller price tag for renting or buying your home compared to other major tech hubs.
Yes, Columbus consistently ranks high for affordability, education, and growth for young professionals. In Columbus, small city means access to an award-winning regional healthcare system and big opportunities in education, like our public schools that offer a Spanish immersion program, K-12 project-based learning, robotics teams, and a student population that can speak close to 60 languages. Another true reflection of a dynamic community.
Have a significant other moving here with you? Well, we're also big on employment and educational opportunities. There are over 35 international companies employing close to 9,000 people. We also have one of the highest number of mechanical engineers per capita. And for those wanting to earn more college degrees, there are many undergraduate and graduate programs through Ivy Tech Community College, Indiana University, Purdue University, Columbus, and Purdue Polytechnic Institute.
Bottom line, in Columbus, you can set your former idea of life in a small city on its ear.
Wild abandon means daring to be different, taking a turn you didn't expect.
Or that others didn't plan for you. Choosing the path that's right for you.
Maybe your wild abandon is a diverse, welcoming, surprising community in the heart of Indiana. Columbus, Indiana, where you can make a difference, make friends, make a life.
Maybe, just maybe, your search is over.
Before we did the Human Genome Project, but nonetheless, some students, IUPUC students from like Hoosier Youth
Hello.
Research Project are leading a youth panel afterwards.
Do we have someone speaking, or is that on my computer? All right. All right. There's the video. I hope you heard some of those messages about a small town is a place where you can get involved quicker, less of a commute, comfortable, safe, affordable. I hope you feel like we hit the mark in terms of our community. I want to go back to the video because back to my slideshow, because I want to share with you the website now that you've seen the video. I want you to see that we have a companion video, companion website to the video, and that it's also helps the decision maker here get their questions answered, right? So if you've ever looked at anyone's talent video, you know that you're hitting the key points, right? What are people looking for when they look for a job? You know, where is Columbus, Indiana? We have that challenge of not being Columbus, Ohio or Columbus, Georgia. Where is Columbus, Indiana? What is there to do? What about housing opportunities? What about employers for my spouse or partner? If I'm bringing kids, what about those education programs? Or maybe I want an MBA. How am I going to continue my education? What about the healthcare system? And then the all important FAQs. And in the FAQs, we talk about, you know, will there be people like me? What about houses of worship? So helping people answer those questions, those really technical questions that you can't get across all the answers in a short 4-minute video, although you may try. You'll see here that this really mirrors the imagery you saw in the video, and is really targeted to our audience. A lot of the same images are used on the website as the ones we used in the video itself. So I want to just urge you to take a look at columbustalent.com. And if you forget what the link is, you can find it on the Chamber's website. We have a talent tab, and then this talent attraction tools section. You may not know we also have job postings listed here, but that's where you would find the video. And then here's the page that has actually a lot of information about, you know, the Air Park campus and that job search opportunity through their sites up at the at Purdue and IUPUC and Ivy Tech. You'll find the website and the link to the video here. And then finally, I'd ask you to email me if you would like to arrange to have the files transferred to you. That video file is a big file. It's also linked on our YouTube channel for the Chamber. But if you would like to have your IT department embed the video on your career site, I can make arrangements to transfer that to you. And that's what we hope you'll all do, is adopt this as part of your own strategy. So there's my contact information. I'd like to let me just pause and see if you have any questions for me at this point about this project.
I don't have any questions, Cindy, but kudos on the video. I think it really shows well of Columbus. I am not a Columbus native. You know, I moved here now 8 years ago with the 5-year plan, and
Yes.
that clearly didn't work for me. But so happy to be here in Columbus, and I think that what you show is exactly what people need to know about Columbus, and the fact that it's a small community, you can make a big difference. You know, I've lived in much bigger communities and never felt that bigger and smaller, and never felt that way as I do here in Columbus. So I think that was really well done.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Any other questions before we hear from our friends at TMHU? All right. Well, I want to turn it over, and I'll spotlight Sarah Stewart first, because Sarah was part of the focus group and TMH. I understand now we just say TMH. Toyota Material Handling was also a funder, as you saw from the list. So Sarah Stewart, Talent Acquisition and Total Rewards Manager at Toyota Material Handling, and Mike Russ, Talent Acquisition Partner with Toyota. So Sarah and Mike, will you share with us how this fits with your recruiting strategies? I see your screen. I don't hear you, but I see your screen.
All right, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, it's nice to meet everybody. My name is Mike Russ. Like Cindy said, I'm the Town Acquisition Partner here with Toyota Material Handling. I've been here for about 2 years now, and it's been a great experience since I've transitioned into my new role. Before I dig into why we love this tool, I just want to give everybody a quick overview of about us. I'm sure all of you know who we are, but I just want to go over our profile really quick. Obviously, we're located here in Columbus, Indiana, established Team HU, our sales, distribution, and marketing side in 1967, and manufacturing side in 1988. And then as Cindy just said, we became one this past year, Toyota Material Handling in 2020. Number of employees, we have about 1,600, and then main products, obviously forklifts, internal combustion, and electric. For FY19, for a production perspective, we manufactured about 45,000 forklifts. And here's just a visual by hierarchy. Toyota Material Handling North America sits on site in Columbus as well. Our president is Brett Wood. And then Toyota Material Handling in Raymond, our sister company in Greene, New York, we report up to TMHNA. Our president, Jeff Rooster, and then Sarah moved a little bit too quick on the slide for me really quick. Sorry about that. But and then the president, Michael Field, and Timothy Combs leading the Raymond group. So just here's a visual of where we're located in the U.S. Obviously, our main headquarters is here in Columbus, Indiana. Team HU actually was in Irvine, California. We relocated to Columbus in 2014. Raymond has a few locations in Syracuse, Greene, New York, and Muscatine, Iowa. And then we recently acquired Hoist, which is now Toyota Heavy Duty. That's in East Chicago. So from a manufacturing and production perspective, just kind of give everybody an idea, every 3.82 minutes, a forklift is coming off the main line. We produce an average of 160 to 170 forklifts every single day. So getting into our recruiting, and this is where this tool really comes into play, because recruiting in Southern Indiana is definitely a challenge, especially when we have a lot of these niche positions in IT and engineering that we've added to, or that we're adding to our headcount. We've done this previously in the past year, and then again, we're adding a few more roles this year. And how we overcome these, I'll kind of go into that as well. But obviously, Columbus has this small city reputation, right? So when we're recruiting out of state, a lot of times they're confused. Wait, are you in Ohio, or where are you exactly located? No, we're in Columbus, Indiana, and then I have to give them a proximity of where it is in Indiana. So yeah, we're about 45 minutes south of Indianapolis and about an hour to an hour and a half north of Louisville. So to kind of give them a perspective there. And another challenge is a lot of people think, okay, so this is small town, there's not a lot of entertainment, social activities, and that's the biggest objection we kind of get to, or concern we have with those younger, recent college grads. Where is there going to be a nightlife? Do I really want to make the commute down here, or do I want to make that big life change? Because, I mean, that is important to a lot of these newer grads. And obviously with the talent pool competition, I mean, there's a lot of great manufacturing companies in the Columbus area. And with this with being in a smaller town and trying to find these niche skill sets, it can definitely, it's obviously a challenge. So that's where this tool really comes into play. We can only control what we can control. We can't change the weather here, but we definitely use this to help attract and make it appear, and it definitely is. Columbus is a great town to live in. So I just want to share a few ways in how we use this, and I'm currently working with our marketing and IT departments to get this link to the website on our careers page, and we definitely want to get the video on there as well. So right now I do share the website with potential candidates, obviously from out of state and out of town, who aren't familiar with what Columbus provides. Again, you know, hopefully we can get this done here in the next month or so, but it's definitely something we are trying to do. Some of the things that I really enjoy about this website, I like to give them a visual of where Columbus is, and this is something that I pulled off the Columbus Toolkit, and this just kind of gives younger, kids who are looking for an internship, or those new college grads that are looking for a new opportunity, and just kind of give them a visual of where we're located in comparison to some major cities in the area. We're not too far away, obviously, from Indianapolis and Louisville, but the Cincinnati and St. Louis and Chicago and Detroit are all just a few hours away, where you can go on a nice weekend trip if you ever want to get that larger city itch, right? So it's not like you're never going to be able to go out and experience new things. Obviously, Columbus is a great town, and it does have a nightlife and does have great restaurants and things to do. But if you ever want to go to a bigger city, I mean, that's just a short drive away as well. Also, for internship program in particular, I really found the reference to specific housing really good to share with our internship students. After they're always asking, what are the best apartments to live in? Where's the best places to live? I always reference them to this particular website to take a look, so they can get a good understanding of that. And then the frequently asked questions is one in particular that I really appreciate, because they really are truly frequently asked questions, right? So I really appreciate this section of the website, and I do reference, and I'll tell you a quick success story. We had a candidate who was out of state, and their biggest concern is for relocating is right now they didn't have much of an Indian population, and they were concerned, okay, if they were going to make a move, they wanted to make a move to where there was more of an Indian population, right? And they felt like Columbus did not have that to offer. I quickly showed them this website, gave them a good feel for this, went over this little blurb right here, and then they ended up coming to visit Columbus. We showed them around, got a good feel for what we had to offer, and they ended up moving. So it was a great success story. A separate situation that we had is we're actually currently recruiting a candidate for talent actually in Florida. I recently just sent them the blurb and the link to this website about Columbus. And not a lot of people, especially right now, would want to move from Orlando, Florida to Columbus, Indiana, but she really was impressed with the website. She's really excited about the opportunity and working for Toyota, and she really had great things to say about the Columbus area. So that was a really good win for us. Obviously, we're still in process with this candidate, but she's definitely interested in it and is open to relocating, which is awesome to hear. So all in all, this has been a really good experience for us. I think it's a great tool, and it's really helped a lot, which is why we are putting this on our website. So appreciate all the efforts from your team, Cindy. Cindy, you're on mute.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Sarah, are you still on the call?
Yes, I am.
Would you be willing to talk a little bit about just the input that you had and being a part of the process of developing it so it did reflect your needs?
Yes, absolutely. So I think William Reynolds did a very nice job. So there was a cross-sectional team of us, as I think Cindy kind of covered earlier. So I represented Toyota Materials Handling. Of course, Cummins was there, BCSC, members from the hospital as well. And so we had a couple working sessions where we talked about the reputation of Columbus, right? And there were people in the room that live in Columbus and people out that did not live in Columbus, right, from this group that work here locally, though. And so I think they went through a very robust process to capture our voices, capture the struggles that we have, and then turn that into the selling points of like why it is a great place to work and to live, and how do we use those efforts to get people to move here. And so I can't speak highly enough about the process that we went through as a collective community to help us all, right, and to partner together. And as we mentioned earlier, you know, we are in competition for talent with these people, but putting that aside, we could work together and how can we best showcase who we are as a community. And again, they've done a great job with the videos and the website, and Toyota's very excited to be able to use that and help us bring candidates to our community.
Thank you, Sarah. Any other questions about the project or how to use it, how to access it? Such a quiet group this Friday. You're probably multitasking. I know the school corporation was a part of it too. We've got a couple folks from the school corporation on the call. And it was interesting to me that when they do their recruiting for new teachers, even as close by as Bloomington, how few of those students really understand that Columbus is here and what we have to offer. I'm hoping as they go out and interview this spring that this augments their efforts.
It is definitely a misnomer that Columbus is this little sleepy town, and it's been fun over the last 7 years as we've been doing this to see and learn and grow. But the website really does a nice job as we're recruiting in the area for professional positions to give somebody to overcome that misnomer. So kudos to you guys as you put that together.
Thanks, Mike. It was very much a team effort, for sure. Well, if you have specific questions, you don't feel comfortable talking in front of the group, reach out. We want to put these tools in your hands. I didn't show you that we have some 10-second videos that could be part of the social media campaign around affordability, things to do, and young people moving to the area. So I'm happy to give the whole kind of toolkit to you if you've got a way to use those tools. We're so delighted to be able to share this wonderful product with all of you. I did want to give you a spotlight to next week because we're just halfway through our talent series. So on Tuesday the 22nd, it's not Tuesday, is it? It's Monday. Monday the 22nd, that's an error on my part. We're building the business case for hiring people with disabilities. On Tuesday, hiring veterans. And we'll have the folks from INVETS and also Department of Workforce Development with us. On Wednesday, a really interesting topic, the future of work. It's going to change now that we've been working from home, many of us. Needs and demands from employees and employers have changed. So there's some great research out there that you'll want to hear about. And then on Thursday, we'll learn about how to create effective internships from the Indiana InternNet folks. And they have a database of people who are looking for internships in our region and even some tax credits to help pay for it. So go to our website and sign up for those if they're of interest to you. And in closing, I'll just say thank you to Mike, Russ, and Sarah Stewart from Toyota for helping tell the story. And then again, just the thanks to our friends Mike and Emily at Express Employment Professionals. We appreciate your support. All right. Hey, have a great Friday and have a great weekend. Goodbye all.